I got you. Okay, just stay right there for a second. And Mr. Fry, you live in Arbor One?
Yes, I do. Correct.
Okay, so that's Arbor One. Mr. Robinson's Arbor. Is there Maisha Sampson, Arbor One? And Majasia. I knew I was going to mess it up. You knew I was going to mess it up. You're just going to want to correct me. I got it. Miss Brown. All right. You're also Arbor One. Okay, so we have a problem here because, folks, after the hearing, I was trying to figure out because there's a larger circuit court case and federal court case, right?
Right.
And I was trying to figure out whether or not, I mean, some of these Arbor ones started with me, then they went to the circuit court. Some of them got shipped over, or parts of it got shipped over to federal court. And I'm trying to figure out who can transfer what and what, where, whether or not the places had certificates of compliance and whether or not I had the proper party. So what I did, counsel, is I emailed Alex Henry at Legal Services regarding Clark Road and Green Road, which I think everybody here is on one of those, right?
Yes, Green Road.
You're green. Got it. Okay. And they told me, I asked whether or not, because I think it was Mr. Robinson that let me know that he was in Arbor One. And I said, oh, well, this pleading, the case looks like it transferred ownership. And I didn't know if they could do that given the state of the apartments. Anyway, that being said. So I asked the question to Legal Services who was handling it and whether or not there were certificates of compliance. Now, they indicated to me regarding the ownership that the ownership has not changed, but then told me something I didn't know. But as of yesterday, and this was sent to me on April 16th, BO Properties was no longer managing the company, was no longer the management company for Arbor One, and that the new property management company was Ram Partners.
This is where the hearing takes a serious turn. The judge isn't deciding who owes what yet. She's questioning whether the right party is even standing before the court as the plaintiff. Ownership, management, and legal authority to bring a case are not necessarily the same thing. And if the paperwork names the wrong party, that can become a major procedural problem. Would you keep going with the case anyway, or stop and verify who actually has the legal authority to sue?
And then there was a notice attached, right, to that. I'm sorry? What do you mean?
To the building. Immediately.
So do you have keys?
It's not
Oh, dear God.
So like 40, but how, luckily I didn't have my daughter outside, and it was just random men. I didn't even know if I were able to trust them or to give them the switch off key.
Okay.
Yeah, they did switch the keys to the doors to the entrance of the buildings, or the locks rather.
So did you get a key?
Not the key they gave me that I went to the office to get, it did not work. Neither did my old key.
Yours doesn't work? Your works. Okay, so the only people that can get in is Mr. Robbins. No, I'm just kidding. All right. Okay, so there's that. So there's a different management company.
Can I make a comment on this, please? Because I feel like
I know you look like you got a lot to say. Come on up. Yeah, when she gets up here. State your name again for the record.
Monasia Brown.
Okay, what do you want to tell me?
Okay, so about 2 weeks ago, before the week of April 10th, Jessica Nice was a Beale property manager, and she was inside. She's also on my papers for the eviction notice. But with Jessica, I signed this paper stating that due to the eviction notice at 721 West Clark Road, I am making the decision to avoid the eviction process and vacate the unit by May 29th. If anything changes regarding the date I choose to vacate, I will update the leasing office. Jessica put this on the printer. I have an email stating that she will forgive my balance, and then these people just up and left. So I'm talking to RAM, and they say, we don't know anything about this. We can't help you.
Yep.
Just pay the balance that is transferred. But I have emails stating that when they fell out of compliance, even the beginning of this year, Jessica confirmed that they fell out of compliance, and I have that in email. Also, when I moved into my unit, I did not have anything new as I was supposed to.
Hold on. All right.
Mhm.
You probably have a lot to tell me about your situation.
Mhm.
Okay. I have and it's not that I don't want to hear it. I've got a bigger problem. Just
In general.
yeah, because the cases aren't named right. Okay. So let me just finish my point that so I now have RAM partners to the extent the management company has authority to bring cases in their name, which is also rather odd why these weren't brought in the name of Arbor One. But I have a feeling I know why. And I think some people didn't want me to know that they were necessarily Arbor.
Well, I think they took over, Your Honor, on April 17th.
Who?
RAM or
Well, RAM did.
Yeah.
I'm not blaming the people at RAM. I'm saying when these cases initially started coming here, why they weren't titled in the same way that every other Arbor One case comes before the court.
Oh, I see yours.
Because ownership, to their knowledge, didn't change. These properties are still owned by Arbor One.
Right.
So first is I have the wrong plaintiff on these cases. To the extent that Beale Properties had the authority to bring it in their name as opposed to Arbor One, sometimes that happens. That's fine, but now Beale Properties is not involved. So I still, even to the extent they had that authority, they're no longer here. So the first thing that happens, and so you four know, I'm not doing anything on your case today because I don't have the proper plaintiff. I don't even know who the plaintiff is, really.
Wow.
Because your cases should have come to the court. If anything I've seen in the last 5 years, 6 years, they should have come in the name of Arbor One or Arbor One West. That's the way those cases have been listed, always. And then I get Beale Properties, and it wasn't until somebody said something to me that all of a sudden it dawned on me last time we were here that these are Arbor One. So I don't know why. I don't think, I don't know if somebody was trying to slide something past me. That's fine. You can keep trying. It ain't gonna happen.
I know that's right.
All right. So
Well, I just like to make it clear so these tenants know that was not our office or us that did that. I don't want them to think.
no, and that's fine. And I would agree with you that I can see the pleadings, and that was not you guys. I think I know who it was, so I'll deal with them how I got to deal with them. So then the other part of this is they tell me that the buildings, so 721 Clark, 720 Green, 721 and 723 Green Road.
And they made me move. I'm sorry, Your Honor.
Hold on a second, just real quick. I'll hear you, but that they have certificates of compliance or temporary certificates of compliance. That's what legal services represented to me. I don't know. But when somebody was issuing something to me, like disguising names, I gotta worry about everything that's going on. All right, Mr. Fry, what were you gonna say?
No, I was gonna say they moved me from 721 and 723 to 720 because Jessica said that they were condemning those. They didn't have compliance to anybody to be in those units.
When was that?
Before
Man, I've been here maybe 2 months now. So I
When
was in
was
the
that?
building right next to the office, which is 721.
December of last year to a new unit because they said we had to vacate the other ones and
Right.
Yeah. So that was when all the mess was. Come on.
also the garbage.
Huh?
The garbage.
All right. I hear you. What's your name, ma'am?